I am currently single and slightly, that's a lie, severely heartbroken at the moment. So what is this podcast going to be about? Relationships. Why do they hurt so bad? And I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you in like a super healthy relationship at the moment are happy. Like, they don't hurt. Babes, I was you. And so like different times in my life, I was like, what do you mean? Relationships are amazing. They're gonna hurt because, like, let's be for real. I feel like even if you do end up marrying like someone really nice, you guys stay together, have the dream, it's still gonna hurt because like stuff is gonna happen, you know? Like, not to be that person, life is not all sunshines and rainbows. It's like a part of like relationships. You guys are gonna fight, you're gonna have to worry, but then it's about if you stay, like, because the hard times, the pain, that's all part of relationship. The thing that makes relationship work is if you guys decide to stay and want to fix those things for the other person, because no matter what, hearing what you do wrong or something you do someone else doesn't like, taking that is hard. Like, it's hard to like emotionally process. Like, you don't like to be told what you're doing is wrong or bad necessarily, and due to this generation not having, like, we have emotional intelligence but not emotional like processing, where you can tell your friends like in a situation what to do, but then if you're in that situation, you feel the emotions and you don't know how to process it, and that's where it gets messy. Because it's always hearing a situation, you feel like, oh yeah, like do this, do that, but that's because you're emotionally detached to the situation. When emotions are involved and a lot of emotional processing is part of it, it's so hard. And I think that's one thing with relationships, because you will never know if they are the one or not, and you don't know if they're gonna stay. Because if you're dating them, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, low-key date for marriage. Like, if I date them, it's like the ultimate goal will be to marry them. So then it's like you don't know if they are the person or not. Because with football, I had football in my life for my whole life. I can't remember time I was out football. Football is what I ran to when I was sad, when I was happy, no matter what I was feeling, I always ran to football. And I'm sure people have that with a person in their life. When you're sad, you're happy, you run to that person, you rely on that person. When that person is gone, it is a very hard thing to deal with. Because I've had that too, but the person I rely on, it would only last like, what, 1 to 6 months maybe, and then it all goes south. When for me, I've had football for like, what, like my whole life, basically, years and years. So it's like, how is you leaving football not more painful than someone you've known for a few months that you used to rely on leaving? Because that's what's happening with football. With football, it's like inevitably you knew it's gonna come to an end. Like, it's a thought in mind, like, my time playing for this team will end when I am like when I graduate. I'm gonna leave the school and graduate in this year. Then I will no longer play football for this team. That has always been a fact. Like, all the way from year 7, whatever year I started, that will always be a fact that I knew going into the relationship. So it's like, it had an expiry date, a closure date, whatever you want to do it. That said, I did not put any less into the sport because I knew it. But it's like, okay, this is like the end of my chapter with the sport. And I think the thing with sport is, you know, you're not going to be in it forever. Like, the jersey number I wear next year, that's going to go to another player. Yes, I'm like, oh my gosh, no, that's my number. But it's something you know, because you don't just have that one number and then no one else is going to wear that number. Someone else is going to wear your number. Someone else is going to play in your position in the team. You're not going to be playing the same sport your whole life. And you know that. It's a fact. So you make the most of the time you have with the sport, and grateful before you get injured, get hurt. In a relationship, you don't really see an expiry date, because you're not going to go in like, oh yeah, after I graduate, we're not going to stay friends. We're just going to, like, you know, do whatever. Because you're friends with the person, you love the person, you want to keep them in your life. So it's like a scary thing of, oh my gosh, are we going to stay in contact after I graduate? Are we going to keep being friends? Are we still gonna have like a really good relationship, or are we just gonna drift apart? It's the thought of not knowing, because you have no control over that person. When with a sport, it's like, or anything you do, you will have so much control over it, because you can't control people. And if you do, okay, yeah, maybe not. But like with football, if I want to continue, I genuinely could. In the fact of finding a club and doing all these things, in a way it's like a solo act. When with a friendship, you could put your all into someone and they give nothing back, and that's it. Because okay, what's 100 times 0? 0. What's any number times 0? 0. The outcome will be the same no matter how much you put into someone. If they put nothing back, then nothing is gonna come out of this. It's not gonna go any further. And that's the thing that hurts. Because with sport, if I put my all into the gym, if I'm there every week grinding, pumping, pushing myself to failure, I am gonna get results. With someone, you can be there for them every single time they need you. You can free up your whole schedule for them. You could do everything. You can love them in every single love language that scrapes this planet, just because you want them to know how much you love them. So you show them in every single love language possible, just so they don't even question it for a second. But if they just don't care, what was all that effort for? And I think that's something that holds a lot of people back from putting in effort, because that fear of not getting anything in return, that fear of hurt. Because I've been in that hurt multiple stages of my life, and trust me, it is trenches. It makes me like, I wish I didn't do that. It hurts so bad. And to be honest, at times it's like, all I feel like I got out of this is like trust issues and pain. But it's like the saying, to speak or to die. And then people's like, oh, a fish that keeps his mouth closed will never get caught. A fish that keeps his mouth closed is gonna die from starvation. If you keep your mouth closed and don't express what you want, you're gonna die from the isolation of no one ever knowing who you are or how you feel, because you're not gonna express yourself. Yeah, so what, you're gonna get caught? So what, people's gonna take things sideways. Some fishermen are gonna release you. Some will take you home as a pet. Or you'll just get smarter. You get hooked badly once. You remember what the lure looks like. Don't go for those lures anymore. Like, just, like, for me, I always say speak. Express yourself. Yes, I was hurt. Yes, I feel pain. Yes, I never want to feel that pain again. But the truth is, I will. I will constantly put myself out there. I will constantly feel this pain. Because I don't want to risk not being loved or known at all. Because I know at the end of the day, if when I'm older and I'm struggling, if I'm like 40 and I'm single and I can't find anyone, that's going to be the most pain of my life. The most pain of my life will not be a mother with someone else who loves me and we can financially support these kids in a loving household. Me being a teenager, or even in my 20s, or even in my 30s, going out there and expressing my love to people and getting hurt by not getting that in return, or getting treated poorly, will forever be a fair trade in my opinion, because it will give me a chance to meet the love of my life, if that makes sense. Like, obviously we all have different goals in life, but having a family is like so important to me. And yes, I'm currently 17. I'm almost 18, so I should almost say like 18. But am I expecting to meet the love of my life now and we're gonna have children, all this? No. But could it happen? Very good possibility. Even if, like, not even in a romantic way, friendships, aunts, that I want to be surrounded by people who love me. I've been hurt by friendships before. I've been hurt in every aspect of a relationship one could have, whether that's coaches, family, whatever. I feel like we've all been hurt in those aspects. But if we stop, that's like risking of having nothing. So yes, it's gonna hurt. But if I put myself out there now, it's a fair trade in my opinion, because inevitably you're gonna learn a lot of lessons, even though in the moment it's not gonna feel like it. Some people you're just not gonna click with. So much is gonna happen, but obviously it's like, you know, I'm still young. Like, thankfully I can still say that. It's not like, oh my gosh, I haven't met the love of my life, I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. It's not got to the point yet. But I'm like expressing myself and I'm discovering myself and what do I want in a partner. yes, it didn't work out. Yes, I'm heartbroken. But do I really want to be with someone who drinks and smokes when I'm heavily against that and never in my life have touched a drop of alcohol or a cigarette? I never will. Yeah, no, it's not gonna work out. I need to find someone that's more like me. Don't get me wrong, like I'm still fine with being friends with them, but like in a romantic way, I realize in a romantic relationship that's not gonna work out if it's something I'm against. It's a lot about learning about yourself. The way to find yourself is to put yourself in all these situations. Some situations you're gonna feel uncomfortable. You're gonna be with someone and you're like, no. Or even just like experiencing life. Like I went out the other night. Never in my life have I done that. And never in my life will I do that again. That's so not me. I felt so out of place. I was like, I still made the most fun I could out of it, but it's just not me. Like, and how would have I known that if I didn't go put myself in that situation? I'm not saying go put yourself in sketchy situations. I'm just saying try what you can. So I was like, oh, you want to try like dive like off something into water? You can give it a go. If you're too scared to jump, then it's just not for you. Or you can like, oh yeah, I love it. Like me with snowboarding recently, I've never went in my life, discovered I love that. That was so much fun. And say I didn't like it, then I was like, oh, it's just not for me, not again. And that could be the same with relationships, because it can also help you grow as a person. Because we're still young, we're not going to be perfect with relationships. Like, I was never this emotionally open and free to talk about my emotions as a kid. I feel like I was heavily like an angry kid that was like quite closed off and kept to myself. And because I was in relationships, I had to open up about my feelings and get comfortable to talk to someone and explain to someone I love that their actions were hurting me, which was a hard thing for me to do, because I thought in my mind I was like, oh my gosh, no, if I tell them what they're doing is hurting me, like what if they think I'm asking for too much? They're not going to stop. They're going to like it was a lot of overthinking going on. Or even if it wasn't talking about an aspect of what they did that hurt me, it could be a situation that happened that's affecting me, and then explain, well, why I don't like these certain things because of something that happened in the past, or just how I'm feeling in general. Like, oh, I'm feeling like low right now. It was super hard for me to talk about my feelings, and in some aspects I'll be like, how don't you know I'm upset? Like, you should be like knowing. But how would they know if I didn't tell them this is what I do when I'm upset? Like, so if you notice I'm doing it, I'm like probably upset. So through a lot of fights, miscommunications, being told I can't communicate, I worked on that. And now, like, look, I don't even know who's watching this right now. They could be like judging me, they could be genuinely listening. That has helped me in so many ways to be able to express myself, whether that's no matter what situation I'm in, like a relationship, professional environment. I feel comfortable talking about my emotions. The only time I don't is to people who don't listen, because it genuinely feels like I'm wasting my time. Because I've been in situations where like you could talk about how you feel, they just don't care, and it feels like the only way to get their attention to listen, you have to scream on the top of your lungs. Is like one of the hardest things ever. It's just better to like be silent and find someone that actually listens, because listening in and of itself is so hard. Because if you have to hear what you are doing wrong, that's like the hardest thing. So it's like, oh my gosh, no. Like personally, I still find that hard to do. I get embarrassed. I don't feel the best about myself. It's still something I think personally I should actively work on, if I'm being 100% honest. But that is like the reason, because you can be good as you want about talking about how you feel, but then if when that person talks about how they feel and you can't take it, that work means nothing. You need to be able to talk and listen and know how to balance and carry that out. Because when they're talking about their emotion, don't just express yours, but oh yeah but and make all those excuses. You gotta know how to listen and find that balance. Because even say you're good at those things, I think I'm quite decent at them personally. If the other person isn't, then that work means nothing. And because of all these things people went through, they don't want to try anymore in some aspects, because they're too scared of getting hurt. So they just end up hurting other people in so many different ways. Like, it's just a cycle that repeats. Oh, you got hurt by someone, you go hurt someone else, then that person got hurt, so they hurt someone else. And I feel like it's just such a bad chain reaction. Personally, a lot of people's like, oh, like, why are you still on good terms with your ex or that? I feel like comfortable to be in the same room as my ex, and like we're not gonna rip each other's heads off. Like, that doesn't mean I'm gonna get back with them. It just means like I just feel like we won't go nuclear on each other and yell at each other. And that's because we just didn't work out for like many different reasons. It was what it was. And in an aspect, like with relationships especially, I don't get over what happened in them. I get over relationships and the fact like I won't go back to my ex. If they text me, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I miss you, I want you back. But like what happened in the relationship is still something I cherish. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is what we did and now they're doing it with like someone new, or like not too much in an aspect. It's just like what happened in a way of like why we left, stuff they did that hurt me. It still like hurts me way more than most people probably still get hurt by their ex, and way more than it probably should hurt me. But that's like one of the things I think people are scared of, because they're holding on to the past so much. They're so scared to start something new. So if you need convincing to like go in a relationship, whether that's a friendship, professional, I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be amazing and best friends for life, but I'm going to guarantee if you never try, you'll never find. So like that, like, oh, don't look, let them find you. That is correct in some aspects. Don't go looking in quick adding all the people you can. Go look by joining a club with things you like. So don't go quick add warrior. Go, say you like to run, go join a running club. Say you like to crochet, join a crochet club. Try a pottery class. Talk to the people there, meet people there, and like grow from that. Yes, it's gonna hurt. Yes, it's scary to put your all into someone, but like I've done that so much. I've got hurt so much. One time for like a friendship, it was her birthday. She loved Snoopy. I spent like 2 weeks trying to find the most perfect present for her. Bro did not even care. Didn't get anything for my birthday. We're not even friends anymore. That hurt. But I found friends now that really care about me just because I didn't like give up the search and I didn't stop being myself. And once you're surrounded by people that genuinely like you for you, your whole life does change, and it can realize like you weren't miserable. You're just around miserable people that made you miserable. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're with people that support you, your problems, like they're still there, but they become way more manageable. So speak or to die, always speak. Express yourself. And if they don't listen, they don't listen. Go like share who you are and what you love and everything in another aspect to someone else that will appreciate it, because it's scary, it's a risk. I know I got hurt and I was like, I never want to feel like this again. I don't want to get close to anyone again. But then you're missing out on having like a really good friendship with someone, find the love of your life, because they hurt. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know. You're not gonna go into a relationship knowing, oh, if I make them this birthday card, I'm gonna become their best friends and this is gonna happen. No, you can make them that birthday card and they can love it and appreciate it, or they could just not care and then hurt you like a day later. But football, you know, or any sport, you know, you go to the gym, you're gonna get stronger. You constantly go to the gym, you're gonna get stronger. You constantly show affection to someone, they might see it as clingy, they might see it in so many ways. That's why relationships are so scary, because it's reliant on someone else. When for me, if I go right now, work on my BTech assignment, my schoolwork is going to get done and better, and I'll get a better grade. Someone right now, I can go hang out with them, pay for dinner, pay for everything. That does not mean they're going to like me more and we're going to become better friends. If I go to gym right now, work out, going to get stronger. That's the scary thing about relationships and why they hurt so much, because you never know what the other person's going to do. And no matter how much you put in, you don't know what you're going to get out. And sometimes that's unfair, because you put everything into someone that does not deserve it at all, and someone who deserves so much gets so much less than what they deserve. But if we keep just like sharing our love, hopefully we can find the right people and get back what we give, hopefully. But I don't know what this podcast is really too much about, but I got some more amazing stuff coming up for you guys, so please click here to watch more podcasts. Just another video of mine there, and subscribe. I love you all. Thank you.